That's right, infidels. We're back. Early morning here. Hamin Media Group doing it real big on YouTube at the Big Hamin channel. Always free at hackerhamin.podbean.com. So breathe in, breathe out, and Big Ray and Big Hamin gonna show you what it's all about. That's right, infidels. We're back this morning, ready to do it. Kicking it real live and direct to make that impact attack. Yalla. Morning, Ramundo.
Cranky. I'm cranky this morning.
You can back up off that mic. You got such a deep, chocolatey voice.
Oh, shit. Fuck my life. Dude,
I just pulled the fader down. I'm messing with you. I just got to adjust my levels, get it better than SmackDown gets it because they can't seem to get a mic to stay on. They can't seem to get the crowd mix right. The "you suck" chants overpower the promos, and there's nobody in the crowd.
Dude, Impact Wrestling, whoever produced the show this week, we got to talk.
Well, they tried, but I'm talking SmackDown's way worse than what Impact had.
Oh, no, dude. During that Tommy Dreamer promo.
I know. They were trying, but, dude, that Dreamer promo was great, and we'll get to it.
Great
Shout
promo.
out already. 7 Strong, our own Greg Mosier, Garbax Edge, the tattoo kid himself from Louisville's in the house. Buckshot, booyah, is here as well, and Society Reviews was hanging and banging last night, right back at it. And he says, my holes.
Man, that whole shit, I thought it was a rib. I thought it was a joke.
It is a rib.
It was. I know it's a rib. I think she has like 4 extra ribs. But anyway.
Yeah, there's ribs. Did somebody say there's ribs in here?
Somebody say ribs. But by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if I sound like a cartoon character, it's because I can't breathe out of my nose for some reason.
Well, I mean, a big storm just hit here. I'm gonna have to go out after this and move some snow, but it's headed your way. So it's just the weather change. The last 2 days before it, I felt it too, man. My pressure in my head and all that.
God.
Now I woke up this morning, but dude, I woke up this morning. Holy shit! I worked out pretty hard last night, and I did 100 calf raises, holding 70 pounds. Nothing crazy, but like a good little pump inside my set. 4 in the morning, I'm in bed, fully asleep. Stretch my legs out, point my toes down, bro. Instant baseball size knot in my calf. Screaming from deep sleep to screaming. I had to take my other foot and pull my toes back to normal because I couldn't sit up, and I couldn't I was either hop out of bed or try and do that to even get a little bit, dude. But that was it was a full 90-second just insane pain and punishment. And it makes me laugh because it's funny how our bodies can do that to us, to me, dude. I was talking to Stevie last night even about feeling with the head stuff, right, or whatever you got, hemorrhoids, whatever bothers you.
Sure, why not?
So, we're talking about, avatars and becoming digital humans. I go, fuck this fucking body, dude, bro. Why do you want your asshole bleeding, your calf hurting, and your nose running when you could have the same mentality and a whole fucking Terminator body to walk around in, where all you got to worry about is oil?
Yeah, man. You don't have to worry about manscaping your gimmick or anything like that.
None of that, bro. Or if you're made of nanobots, you can just change and shape shift form anytime you want to.
Whoa. What did Greg Mosier say here?
He says, Big Ray, tell Vito I'll do that tattoo for free. Since that geek faved him, the road trip would make for good footage for the brand. He means come on down to Screwyville, Kentucky and keep it weird in the 502, and he'll gladly punch you full of color and needles. He loves doing that shit.
So question. How far is Kentucky from fucking Florida?
11 and a half hours.
Driving.
Because it's 12 from upstate New York to Kentucky, and it's 23 from upstate New York to Florida.
All right, so before we jump into Impact Wrestling, Ben, I got to stooge off how much absolute fun I'm having producing for the Big Vito brand.
Go on, bro.
Greg, I am going to reach out to Vito and tell him what you said. And I'm going to use this as a binding contract. No, I'm kidding. Here's the deal. Having a ton of fun this week, Ben. We have a lot of shit coming up, dude. We got 4 shows scheduled in a week, and I don't know if many Patreons are putting up that many shows. High quality content.
They're not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to burn out. It's a marathon, but I'm super excited to see how great that relationship's going and how creative you guys are bouncing stuff back and forth off each other, man. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen Vito this happy as he has been in the last month. Online, you see his whole demeanor change, man.
Well, I'm going to stooge this off too as well. We've established a good working relationship. He reaches out to me almost daily. I think I speak to Noel more than I do Jennifer, and Matt is in our little group, and Matt's always helping out, giving us great information. And there may be some crossover events been coming to the Patreons that you subscribe to, whether it's the Big Vito brand, whether it's the new Damian Sandow gimmick that we have going on with Colin Wysong, to Stevie Ray, we're gonna have some fun, guys. Like, Hamin Media is taking this to a level that you guys.
I just recorded with the beautiful people on Monday night.
Ben,
their show's gonna drop on Valentine's Day on Russo brand, man.
Ben, they are in fact very beautiful.
Bro, it's almost too much to take. Like, you'd think as these women grow old gracefully, or what, not to say grow old, but they're not 25 anymore, and they are just as beautiful as they ever was. And Velvet Sky almost looks like she's younger than when she debuted to me. Like, and it's not some plastic Botox and all that kind of shit, man. So, but to be honest with you, I was not shocked, because they're both absolute professionals and, seasoned pros, 15 years in the biz. But for their first podcast, they knocked it out of the park, where you had to lay a little groundwork for those who might not know the history. But I don't pop for much, but I popped like 5-6 times audibly during their first show. So there's a ton of great content coming, man. Yeah,
man. So I'm excited. And at the end of the show here, I'll just stooge off exactly what's going to happen this week. We already had a great episode of MLB this past Monday. And then what's today? Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. So right now, after you're done with this, go over to Patreon, guys. Listen, I think the best and most affordable out of all the Patreons, the $5 gimmick. That's you remember the family. You get a lot of content, and you get a lot of content under the $3, and you get some free content. If you go over to Patreon and just go to the site and take a look. And the tiers will go up, and we're gonna have more and more stuff. I'm just really excited to do this, man. And I'm hosting 25 shows, so
I'm with you, bro. I had 4 extras by Tuesday that I had to chop. Obviously, I'll do whatever I got to do for Russo brand, as he's on the mend, wishing him well after another eye surgery. So he's got the one-eyed Willie gimmick going on, and I hope he just lays out. And we took care of the heavy lifting, Jeff and Stevie and I. So doing it, man. It's just what it takes, right? So you saw think about leaders leading versus a boss telling. So we do what we do around here. Big Amp Williams in the house. Mike Roche is back here to stay, and Ben Espinoza joining the chat room as well. Good morning to you, infidels.
All right. So look, man, we're going to, the way the show's going to go today, we usually do a 3 count. We're not going to do that. We're going to jump into Impact, and then we're going to actually preview No Surrender, which is coming on this, I think this Saturday or this Sunday. I don't know the exact date. You guys can Google it yourself. I'm doing too much work as it is. And it's a really good pay-per-view. I got to tell you this. I'm excited about a lot of the matches, and I'm excited to hear what you got to say. But Ben, let's jump into Impact Wrestling, which took place yesterday. If you're listening today, 2/10/21. Who the hell was that? Was that Bailey?
Yeah, she just wanted to get her shit in for the no 3 count. So
ding dong.
Yeah, what is Nia Jax? Is her asshole okay? Seriously,
I don't know. Last I heard, she was
Japanese.
There was a couple Japanese guys up in there trying to repair it. I don't know what they're doing. That's
repair
a lot. They had to build a scaffolding up to it. They had to, there's a lot of work that's got to be done to make sure it's a safe environment before you even put on your Spelunking helmet and dive in there. You know what I mean?
Hey, by the way, you see my little early Valentine's gift Jen gave me? See that?
Very nice, very nice.
Isn't that adorable? It's my favorite picture of her, and then she just stated fact here: best lover ever.
And there's nothing I love more than drinking out of your head.
Now, now my question to her was: is she the best lover ever? See, because you look at this, it's a picture of her.
Yeah. Not a picture is it about you or is it about her? Like, you always have to beg the question. I think it raises the bar of competition.
Whatever. I'm up for it. But listen, we started Impact Wrestling with a crazy, wacky match. We have Trey Miguel, Josh Alexander, Willie Mack, Suicide. Who the hell is playing Suicide? Chris Bay. Hold on. Chris Bay, Ace Austin with Madman Fulton in this corner, Daivari, and Blake Christian. Now, you were going to do something off?
No, I'm just saying. I was wondering that too. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's Trey under there, and Trey's in the corner. I'm like, oh, no, it ain't him. So I got to believe it was Caleb Connolly, who was in a later shitty, the worst segment of the night. But he's good as Suicide. So I'm glad he got a good segment before he had to go do that fucking abortion.
Yes. Yeah, but we'll get into that. Listen, guys, Christian actually taps out to Trey Miguel's crazy finisher, dude. It was like a Boston crowd, I think they called it an hourglass submission, which was, it looks like it hurt a lot, Ben. And I'll tell you something, they were putting this kid Christian over, this young kid. He's only been in the business for 4 years. I think the kid's pretty great, man. I like the way he moves in the ring. I like his timing. He has kind of a little weird look. But other than that, he's perfect, I think, for an X Division or for a 205 Live. What did you think of this match, Ben? It was all over the place. But for a match that was all over the place, was it booked well?
It was, because there's a lot of competent guys in here. Willie Mack is starting to get it more and more. He's on the cell a lot better. I mean, the last 3-4 months, I was kind of critical. I was critical of him when he first came in, but that could have been nerves. And some guys, it takes them a little time to warm up, unfortunately. But I like Willie selling. Daivari looks like he's chiseled out of granite, bro. There's a lot of like little things I could talk about, but that's here and there in the match. This was a good match with babies up, but I'm wondering why they got all these guys out there instead of trying to do something to form them up individually. We could really be forming up guys singles wise. This is a fun match to watch, but it makes nobody memorable. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, they were trying to put over that kid though, Christian, a lot.
You got to introduce new talent, and that's right. You want to shine him, and it's probably because I don't know where he comes from, but I got to believe maybe he's D'Lo's guy, right? And fucking, he's already put $6,000 in D'Lo's pocket for 3 years for training. Right. So it's his time to shine, bro. And we're going to get the kid over. Everybody else out there is already made. So definitely you got to keep introducing new talent like that. But they should have got more heat on the kid. And let him have the comeback, like the big fire up on the hot tag, like let the other guys come in and fucking let the kid sell. Instead, Willie Mack sold, which wasn't bad. It's just a choice. But I liked it. And then that Trey Miguel shit at the end is fuck that.
Yeah, that was an insane. So it was like a Boston crab into like an arm bar. So it was crazy, bro.
Yeah, definitely not fun on your spine.
Dude, I got to tell you, I like the more intense Trey Miguel, and I like the Sami Callihan coming on the screen.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the story, right? The recruiting of it. And dude, I'm gonna have to. I'll throw myself under the bus now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. They are gonna put the belt on Dreamer now after this week. I don't think they can't not. No. Like, dude, we'll get to it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, a lot of happy birthdays. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about one of my favorite. The reason why I have this very expensive scarf around my neck is because one of my very favorite listen, believe it or not, I fucking love MJF. I really do. I love his business on social media. I love even when he's hey, these guys are young, they're still gonna make mistakes. I see you shaking your head, but
they just knocked down his heel status. He could be even way more of a heel right now than he is.
Well, he does a great job on social media, but also he gave one of the very best heel happy birthdays when he just basically said, "Dude, I can't wait till you croak in the ring." Yeah, that popped shit out of me, Ben.
Jericho didn't know it was coming, so the reaction was genuine.
Very genuine.
You can always do a take two, but then when the pop is there, you got to keep that one.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of good inside stuff. Kingston was fucking hilarious.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, dude. And in LAX, all those guys. I mean, everybody wishing them well. Shows you that, and I love it how everybody's got their Dreamer impersonation. Stevie's and Jericho's are almost identical. Chris, I got you a job in ECW. I got you a job in WCW. And I got you your job in WWE, which is true. I mean, Dreamer's done more for guys. I wish all I want from him is to have me on one House of Hardcore show at the fucking ECW arena. And if we ever get going again, I'm going to try to hold his feet to the fire for that. But fucking, like Dreamer has facilitated helping more guys get into the biz and get the shine from the indies, because he's the guy who, would help developmental and all that stuff. And then he would be on the road working indies in his contract, and he'd see who's who and who can go and who can't. And, who's going to be able to take direction from him. And, that it always stings that one. I've told the Dick Justice story a bunch of times when he bitched me out, because I know he wanted me to fucking nail it and I fucked it up. And I'm like, was that my shot? But I worked with him 4 times after that, and they were all good. So, but that birthday stuff was great. And, my 2 top guys that, I was a mark for always were Bret Hart and Tommy Dreamer. So those are my dudes. So anything Dreamer wise that comes off awesome, I'm always pumped for.
It's crazy because I've actually, it's almost like Terry Funk. Like I like Terry Funk growing up as a bad guy. I loved him in the NWA when he turned on Flair and pile drove him through that fucking stiff table that didn't break back in the day. And I appreciated him more, as he got older and the shit that he was doing in ECW. And the same thing with Tommy Dreamer. Like I like Tommy Dreamer, but there's something about his run over the last 10 years, doing a lot of stuff with House of Hardcore and then coming to Impact, helping that company rebuild, so on and so forth, that, seeing or, knowing a bunch of you guys that actually worked with him or worked for him. And, the guy, I haven't heard anything negative. I don't know if there is anything out there, but I haven't heard anything of any females saying that he's touched them weird, or other than the fact that he drinks the gimmick, he drinks the blue gimmick from the barbershop, that
Barbasol gimmick. Yeah, no, Dreamer's not like that, bro, at all. Like that's why when people do the imitation of Tommy, like, do you ever see that Tommy Dreamer in the ring? No, when you see Tommy's bright-eyed, like, he's the opposite of that, of so low key backstage, of like, I'm not selling for anything. I don't give a fuck about the business, but I love the business. You know what I mean? But then once, like, when he and I share a locker room, the door closes and he wants to talk conspiracy, he gets fired up when he engages. But when it's just like wrestling stuff of agenting, he's just like, no. Right.
I like that, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's everybody's uncle in this business, bro. I mean, there's no indie fed, there's no, younger talent that is on the cusp of getting noticed that hasn't had interaction with Dreamer where he's trying to help them out for their own good.
It's really cool, man. Sammy Callahan is really helping out I think the build to Trey Miguel. Callahan says that if it's in Miguel's best interest to leave, just leave. He's giving Trey Miguel the opportunity to, I think, join his flock, I guess you would call it. What do we got there, Ben? We got a message here.
Says, is it me or did Tony Khan seem high off Adderall and booze when he did the promo with Schiavone? And then Mike Roche says, Khan always seems high off of Adderall. I say that as a guy who has gotten high as fuck off of Adderall.
Yes,
I've never done Adderalls. I think it's like legal cocaine, right? Like gimmicks.
I've never done anything.
I know kids when they first started putting it through schools and shit for hyperactive attention deficit kids. Like, other kids were taking it in high school during SATs and shit to like stay awake and fucking.
Oh, Jesse Spano. I'm so excited.
Definitely, dude. I mean, that Khan is a kid who's been in therapy since probably age 8. And they're just he's right from that generation of, let's hit him with 16 different pills, from, Prozac to fucking Addies to Ritalin to whatever it is. And you see that the guy's missing a lot of parts. You just see it, bro. There's nothing there.
I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, Ben. As the weeks progress here, week by week, I see a man that seems to be, and this is just my opinion as somebody who,
You see a man? I don't see a man.
well, I see a person who identifies as a man, just like I identify as R. That's it. That's all you get this week.
Come on down to Hamin windows and forbidden doors. And
I don't even want to know what the fuck is behind any of those windows or doors. But I see somebody that is becoming more and more fragile. And I'm actually, I know this is going to sound crazy to say, I actually am scared for the guy. Like there's something weird. Like I feel, Ben, I feel something really negative coming.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all, bro.
This is this is reminiscent of what happened. God, I hope this doesn't happen. So hear me out, Ben, okay? This is reminding me of Robin Williams a little bit.
I wouldn't doubt that. There's some weird Martin Shkreli stuff in there. There's like
it's weird, man.
Yeah, I don't want to say pseudo-sexual because I'm not here to put anything on anybody like that in this day and age. But like, there's some weird stuff going on. There's some Michael Jackson. There's some Martin Shkreli. There's some weird shit, bro.
Something's weird. I just hope that whoever is close with him. See, this is the thing with pro wrestling. This is what I'm understanding. You know, as much as he thinks these guys are his friends, they are his friends because he has money in his pocket.
None of those guys are his friends, bro. None of those guys are tweeting, going back and forth, good brother, and da 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 da. None of those guys are his friends.
I just hope that whatever's going on with Tony Khan, hear me out, okay? Whoever's listening, if the Stooges are out there, if there's anybody that has a common, decent heart, just keep an eye on the guy because you heard it here first, 2/10/21. I hate making these type of predictions, but I really do see something psychosomatic, like a break, like a psychological breakdown, an emotional breakdown, and you may not see it, guys. Maybe you don't see it. Maybe you think he's being goofy and silly, but no, man. I'm really fearing for this guy's life right now, and maybe it's just me, but I mean it's not just me. It's you too, right? You see the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I fear for his life.
I fear for his life, Ben.
I don't want anybody to die, but at the same time, if you woke up tomorrow and we're like, there's the headline, Khan ODs found with male prostitute or whatever, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to go, no, not Khan. I couldn't believe he was so put together and the kind of guy we all should strive to be. Like, dude, like, there's a lot there that's not functioning right on all cylinders.
You missed the spot.
Okay.
You know what the spot would be? If you saw that headline, that Tony Khan, Khan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't like Star Trek.
Big shout out to Triple D. Anyway, so dude, I was excited to see ODB is back in the ring and she's going one-on-one with Kimberly. Now, I gotta tell you something, man. Kimberly, I like what she was wearing in the ring. I thought what she wore, I don't know, like she wore the right outfit this week, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I disagree. We got her dressed as a weird Tinkerbell pink Xena warrior princess.
That's her, dude.
We got a fucking no. It shouldn't be.
Oh,
the gimmick is Deonna Purrazzo. The gimmick is not Kimberly. So Kimberly should be wearing something much more heel, something much more like, is she sexy security like the Baroness from G.I. Joe for her? You know what I mean? What is Kimberly's role? She was an assistant at first, and an assistant wouldn't wear that kind of stuff in the ring. And her wearing that doesn't help sell Deonna Purrazzo's, whole persona. And meanwhile, we got Susie out there, Suzanne, in a power suit. So we have what the fuck was Jackie Onassis Kennedy. We have a power suit Karen she's supposed to be a Karen, but she's dressed like Stephanie McMahon.
Right. So
that's confusing too, and we haven't gotten the pre-tapes. Then we've got Tinkerbell Xena in the ring doing shindy. Dude, when she did the spot where she tried to pump her tits up and chest bump with ODB and then sells, I was like, I could see it on ODB's face, like that this girl wanted to do this shine spot and she knew it was going to be rotten, and it was. And I was, that's where they're hiring these, I'm glad she's got a job. I'm sure Kimberly's lovely, dude, but that shit is indie, rotten. That is what you do at the Berwyn's Eagles Club when no cameras are on and shit like that. And it doesn't matter. For TV, PU. And that's her not knowing what works and what doesn't, bro. So the fact that she's been on TV for 4 months and hasn't gotten a gear upgrade because Deanna is the champ and she's lucky to be in that crew and should be getting the shine shows that they are just comfortable and want to get themselves over and not do bigger business. Meanwhile, ODB is killing it in there. And, you know, that bump she took on the Dirty Dozen, the first one where she bro, that was a nasty bump, dude, for sure. But dirty gimmicks up.
I was just talking about the fact that Deanna Purrazzo was not Deanna. What's her name? Kimberly was. I thought I said she was covered up, which I think she should be.
Oh yeah, well I think that's another note, bro. Like I said, I'm sure she's a lovely girl, and we'd have a lot of laughs in the car ride to the show. But you're on TV. You've been on TV for 4 months. Has your physique improved?
No.
Okay, then you're not taking your opportunity seriously. Like if you get on TV and you look sloppy, okay, lucky you. You put your time in on the indies and you're filling a spot. But you got to be so paranoid in your mind that when the next set of TV tapings come 4 weeks from now for those next 5 days, that everyone should be going, wow, did you see that she lost like 10 pounds looking good? And your gear's not even fitting. You need to get new gear that matches Deanna's. Okay, then you come back even 5 pounds more light. So now you drop 15 in the first 3 set of TV tapings, and you got new gear to fit the storyline. That's doing good business. That's getting things together and getting it over and saying, this is my opportunity, and no matter what, I'm going to hit a home run with it. Right. Not wearing the same old Tinkerbell shit and doing these shindy spots, bro. That's going into biz for yourself.
Well, listen, talk about the finish real quick. Ben, Ben breaks out as you have the heels being distracting in the corner. Then you have the baby faces come down. You have Grace, Jordan Grace, and you have Jazz come down to help out. All this distraction. You get ODB who gets rolled up, and not Deanna. Kimberly goes over, with I guess a heel type finish. And she celebrates by grabbing her little gimmicks at the top of the ramp. It is what it is, Ben.
That's kind of that. Like even that is pretty tone deaf, bro. That's ODB's thing. Are you going into a big feud about titties, or are you just trying to get over on her right there? Because if you're just trying to do it to get over, that means you don't really have your own thing that you're known for. You got to steal hers to do a fuck you on that, and now ODB can't do it because you just did it. You know what I mean? So if anything, she should be waiting. The only thing you can do now, because now she did the titty thing, so that's where we're going. She needs to come around the corner in the women's locker room, and there's a testicular claw that gets her on one of the titties and gives her a big fucking titty twister, and it's ODB. That's about the only place we're going to go. Otherwise, you just went into biz for yourself again, taking dirty shit.
Yeah, I'll do it for her. Anyway,
what are you do? I mean, the testicular claw is fucking nasty, bro.
I've had it done to me. I've got some nice breasts. Hey, Ben, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you went gambling? And last
night on Bovada.lv with JB from the Cage Theory podcast, giving me all the soccer, tennis, and basketball breakdowns.
I meant like at a casino.
Oh, I don't really. I've been to casinos locally because we got a lot of them, but I usually go for the massage and to use the facilities. I'm not. When it comes to gambling, bro, I can't.
I'm the same way as you do,
bro. I see what. I'm not trying to stooge them off, but what Hartnett and JB bet. I go, there's no way. Even if I had $1 million in the bank, bro, I could not bring myself to bet more than $30 because I work. You do too. We work too hard for our money, bro. To like, and that thrill. It doesn't I like winning. Don't get me wrong, but even when I win, I'm not like, yeah, more. I'm like, oh, I won, thankfully, and that charge of like, am I going to win, dude? That turns my stomach. I don't get high off that at all. So I worked at plenty of casinos, at Vernon's Downs racetrack, and I've seen a lot of winners on slots and things along those lines. But for me to sit down and play blackjack or something at a casino, I just don't do it, man. I just don't.
I'm the same way as you. Jen is the opposite. Jen is a gambler. She can go. she'll lose $500 and be like, she'll be happy with the excitement of losing the 500. Me, check
That
this
hurts
out.
my stomach to even hear that.
This is what I do. When I go to Atlantic City, right? I mean, not Atlantic City. Yeah, when I go to Atlantic City, dude, I take $50, maybe $100, and that's it for the weekend.
That's all I could do too, bro. I couldn't part with more than that.
And the minute I hit, like, I play $20 a machine, and the minute I hit like for a 50 or $100 something win, I'll try a couple of more pushes, and once it goes close to that 100, I cash out. I'm done. I don't need no more.
No. I mean, I've seen people hit for big money while working there, and it still doesn't, like, I know how much they put in. Like, some people will have, like, they'll play $1,100, you know, and then they'll hit for 26,000, and they're like, yeah, because that's what they're there to do. I'm just like, I fucking, no way could I sit here and cough up $1,100 knowing that I'm on my way to 1,500 and I might hit in that fucking time for 26 grand. I just can't. Dude, that's the quickest way to drive me insane. I'm glad I don't have that gene. I like playing cards. I love playing pitch and poker and all that. But a quarter for me is plenty. I don't need big action, you know.
Me and Jen, we play. You ever play Rummy 500?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So me and her, we play every week, and we play $2 a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's fun. That I can do.
Up here we play a game that nobody else plays. I've talked about this twice now this week. Pitch. Like, there's regional games, but pitch is a game. There's a couple different ways you can play partners. You can play like 2-11, or you can play every hand as a game, which is called racehorse. So you get 6 cards, and everybody goes around and bids. You can either pass if you don't think you can make it. You can bid 2, 3, or 4, or shoot the moon, which means you have to take every trick. So the quick way of the game is, let's say I'm gonna bid 3. My dad would tell you ace king always gets you 3. So if you can't bid 4, then I get it for 3. And if everybody passes or whatever, right? So I would come out with ace of hearts. Boom, you got to follow suit. So the point you're trying to get is high, low, jack, and game. So game is counted up at the end, but the high card is going to be the ace. The low card is going to be the deuce. Jack is always jack. You're trying to capture those. And then you're getting game points. Game points are a 10 is worth 10 points. Jack is worth 1. Queen 2, king 3, ace 4. You count those at the end, right?
Oh, okay.
So ace, everybody follows suit with hearts, or if you don't have it, you got to throw out there. Boom, I take that. So I got one of my points high. Now let's say I had king. I throw that out there. Somebody I had over there an 8 and a jack. He threw the 8 on the first one. He's got to throw the jack on this one. So now I've got high and jack. I took that trick too. Now I'm looking for low or game. Somebody might be sitting there back there 3 deep with a deuce, and I lose the lead. They can sneak that in and trump it and take that trick. Now they got low, so they get a point. Now we're fighting for game. So at the end, we count up all the cards we got. And if I got 2 10s and 2 aces, and that's 28 points, I win game if they only had like 14. And then if that's a one hand, so if I bid 3 and we're playing a dime a point, everybody at the table owes me 30 cents.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
So, like, that's a game we play up here, and some people call it fuck your buddy because you think that you're about to win, and somebody's sitting back there with Trump and they fuck it up for you. Like, yo, you fucker. So,
I love that shit.
But pitch is a very regional upstate New York game that it hasn't made it to casinos, but people play it religiously.
I'm gonna check it out because Rummy 500. Long story short, it's basically like playing spades. If you ever play spades, and you make books, and at the end of the game, you want to close out the game, and then regular cards are worth 5 points, face cards are worth 10 points, and aces are worth 15 points. So if you get 4 aces on, if you could get 4 aces, dude, that's 60 points right there.
You can't be touched, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's good times. But
they play euchre in Buffalo, and like that's similar. Yeah, well, it's a similar game to what you're talking about too, but. Dude, once people play pitch and they get it, they're like, this is the fucking best. I'm surprised it hasn't made it to casinos yet. I don't like playing partners pitch because I like to fuck you on people. And it's harder to do that when you're playing with a partner, but it's good.
Well, this entire conversation was basically to just ask you the question whether you would take a payment of a cookie.
Yeah, this scene was bad.
Explain to me.
Dude, they're still bringing. They ended the game of who shot Johnny Bravo, and in that big wrestle crap thing was the Hernandez money that they didn't wrap up, and Swinger has the bankroll, but we kind of ended that world, and they're still referencing it. That's not what you want to do. When you edit and you chop the lights at the end of an improv show, the next time you guys get up and play, you don't reference what you did in the show before that, unless it's a different group of players and you're referencing it in the show. But all these people in this have way better skills than what this scene was. You know what I mean? We could have come up with a lot of cooler things than a bitten cookie, Alicia Edwards' little thing, Swinger getting his stuff over, and it just was like, let's start something new here, and this wasn't it.
I don't disagree. Susan was not happy with the outcome for some reason. She wanted to speak to management, and she's going to demand a 6 knockout tag team match and no surrender, which we'll get into a little bit later on. Ben, we're going to move on really quickly. All right, so this segment I did like. We have Cousin Jake.
Dude, I would say if Fala and Swinger and Bravo and even Alicia are together, dude, let them come up with their own stuff like that. Those are 4 pretty seasoned, brilliant minds that could come up with something cool. Like that's like you know what it reminds me of, to be honest with you? What other team of 1 girl and 3 weird fucking guys, objects, whatever, were pretty over?
DX.
I'm going way back before wrestling.
1 girl and 3 guys.
3 guys, 3 weird dudes. No.
What the hell are you singing? The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Could they do something Wizard of Oz-esque with her as Dorothy, Swinger, Bravo, and Fala? Like, you don't got to do anything that rips off the movie, but what in their relationship can we start to push that out?
Fala would be the Cowardly Lion. Swinger would be the Tin Man.
Or would he be the Scarecrow?
Scarecrow.
No, I think Bravo would be the Scarecrow.
And Swinger would be the Tin Man. She's a muscle too, Daddy.
Yeah, dude. Like, do you not see it though? Like, there's something there with that same.
Huh.
I don't know where we go. I'm just thinking of this now off the top of my head because that scene, I was just like, man, there's too much talent in here for this shitty scene right now, bro.
Right. No, I feel you. I feel like they're trying to figure out where they're gonna go next.
They are, but the Johnny Bravo and Johnny Swinger is a high spot on fucking Impact, and we really need to build around knowing that people want to see Swinger do something aside from the haha daddy and da. Like, we need to show, don't tell. Don't just do the character. We got to have some stakes. So I hope we can shape it up.
I can go for some steaks right now. I'm hungry. So what did you think of this whole segment with Jake something? And you got Eric.
I like, there was some bad stuff where Striker's trying to save it. That vest pretty much represents his entire past, and he threw the vest down.
Yeah,
but that he heals on him, like we know it's coming. Again, this was pretty wrestling, and I like Jake something a lot, and we need to do more not in-ring show don't tell. If we wanted this scene to be real, it would be Jake something at a bar lamenting, and they fucking come and to pick him up, and then he bar fights with them instead of in the ring. Plus, it looks ridiculous when you got one guy in a cowboy hat and a fucking big fur coat, like it's cold out, even though he's not wearing a shirt. And then you got another guy in a t-shirt with no sleeves on. And then you got another guy in a jacket with spikes. So is it hot? Is it cold? Is it is it time to go ride motorcycles? What time it is? And then the other guy fucking takes his vest off, and you think he's gonna join, but he doesn't. He throws a punch on his former cousin, and then they beat the shit out of him. Like, it was,
you knew that was gonna happen.
Bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're writing something and we write it all out and we're like, yeah, that's the business, but you look at it and go, they know that that's going to happen. Then you should rip that page out and be like, okay, we want, or, let's start again, or we need to get this business done, but this is way too predictable. How do we do something innovative?
Well, the one thing I did that did stick out to me was Jake is a fucking beast, dude.
Oh, dude, and to be honest with you, he's one of those guys on camera that the camera don't do him justice, bro. Like he's when in the locker room, he's one of the guys like Shelton Benjamin that I remember. I was like, God damn, Shelton Benjamin's a big motherfucker. But on TV, he looks, athletic and big enough for pro wrestling believability. But when you're standing next to him, that's when you really appreciate the size of that fucking dude. So he's got it all in look and size, but cousin Jake needs some help with promo believability and delivery. But this business is too wrestling. There wasn't a real easy way to make it believable. Again, what do we need with those guys? We need a Sons of Anarchy level scene. Like we need that kind of tension between them all,
Well, this is the male version of the Deonna Purrazzo faction.
I don't think so. I think these guys are more serious. Deonna Purrazzo, they're more worried about like, ooh, bitch, gotcha, and I'm fucking get away with my heat. These guys are like, let's find your true id, fuck this business, and join us, and we'll do whatever we want. And I don't know, like that. Those are two different stories. I think there's a lot of tension here that could still have been built between cousin Jake and Insanity version 2.0. What if he did join, but he was like a stooge to fucking D'Amore, and we know there's a stooge, we don't know who it is, and then they fucking find out that that cousin Jake is a mole within their group. Like things like that are fucking way bigger stakes in long play instead of he took off his vest and that's symbolic of who he used to be.
Yeah, I just like, really? That's the thing?
So shitty. That shit is so bad, bro. Like okay.
You take it off your hoodie and shit, and it's like a big deal.
Oh, he took off his head gimmick, and now he's done with his past.
Come on, you got to give it to Striker, man. Again, I would say that Striker and D'Lo are doing they're starting to work really well together.
I didn't even realize, like, I had to question because D'Lo sounded like a real young man in the beginning of the show. I was like, who is that with Striker? I go, and somebody goes, it's D'Lo. I go, like, wow, dude, he sounds like he's 25, man. So not like ignorant, but his voice didn't sound, like a 50-year-old man's would.
Oh, dude, I think D'Lo Brown, look, I think whatever you do, no matter what kind of business you do, whenever you're doing something new, even if you've done something within the business for many, many years, it takes you a couple of times to get good at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, D'Lo's got all the chops, though, bro. I mean, in ring, absolutely, character-wise, he knows it, and now he's got to play a different part. So you're right; it just takes a little bit, but he just sounded not that he was bad before. I just didn't recognize him, and then came on.
God, I'm dying over here, man. I don't know if it's my allergies or something. Maybe I have a little COVID.
I think there's just a high pressure system moving in on you, bro.
Well, you know who did look impressive? Fucking Rohit Raju.
Oh,
and the beast standing behind him of Mahabali Shira. That is an intimidating looking motherfucker, and he doesn't have to say a word. He is going after the X Division Championship against TJP this Saturday, and we'll talk about that later on. But dude, just the TV spectacle of seeing these two guys on TV with Rohit cutting the promo. Rohit, by the way, looking phenomenal physically. He's building himself up. He's working hard, and then Mahabali Shira looking like straight up, dude, the Incredible Hulk. What did you think?
Oh, I agree, dude. Mahabali's been training in OVW to make sure he's got his fundamentals where they need to be. He looks great. He's trimmed some baby fat. I think he's probably asking Moose what he did, to be honest with you. I like Mahabali before in the size, but he looks great now. And Rohit Raju is just probably, I won't say an unsigned talent because I don't want to drop, make Impact look shitty, but they're focusing on Good Brothers and all this crossover. Rohit Raju's the best talent they got as far as I'm concerned, bro.
They got Impact is missing out on something. What am I talking about? They need to. I'm sorry, AEW is missing out on something because we're gonna skip the whole Tony Khan thing. We spent time on that promo.
We got to talk about it.
What's that?
We got to talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. But AEW is missing out on something. They need to put this kid Rohit Raju on AEW.
I don't know. Will he get lost there?
Dude, I gotta see him.
Money is. I disagree, bro. The money is coming in with Jinder Mahal and fucking and not. I'm like respect the Bollywood boys. They were fucking cool too when I worked with them. But it like the Bollywood should be the feeder for Jinder and Rohit with Mahabali. Like they should make because those guys want to be the Indian Young Bucks pretty much. So if they're moving into India, you're going to need competent baby faces. So bring Rohit and like you do the whole thing with Bollywood boys where they think they're with Jinder and everybody's back on night one and Rohit and fucking Mahabali come out and kill them and leave them laying. That way you've put heat on the heels and made baby faces right there out of the gate. And I think if they don't try and do the fucking classic, let's do India, what they did with
oh God, yes, I know.
I forget he's an agent.
He's the Impact champion. I knew you were talking about. It's fine.
Sorry, I fucking what the
Me
fuck?
too. It's fine. Sanjay Dutt.
Sanjay, yeah, like when they did, like they want to try and do let's respect to India, but dude, let's just be Indians and fucking be babies in heels and not have to do the big fucking now this is our dance and say Bollywood and all the fucking big stereotypical things. Now let's get some business going between the Indian guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Bollywood boys can come out and do that after you kick the shit out of them and their baby faces.
They're fucking overdose. Those guys are very charismatic.
Dude, they took so many fucking bumps for Jinder. Some of those bumps they took were ridiculous on the and shit, bro.
Remember the Randy Orton bump where he threw the Gimmick Jones one through the table and even Randy Orton turns it away like, oh
my God damn, dog. Holy shit, did I do that? So yeah, dude, I think there's the big money for Rohit and getting the most out of him because he's a guy who could now, and they do this all the time, and it's wrong, go from Impact to WWE main storyline. You know what I mean? Not have to do the whole NXT thing, and this is how we do things here. Like, no, like, because then you're taking the shine off and you're exposing them. Him showing up there and being a backup guy is the fucking way to go, bro. And he may even outshine Jinder. And Jinder's great because that's how good fucking Rohit is, man.
Ben, you talked about windows before. You talked about doors before. But have you ever opened a forbidden door? Because Tony Khan, man, I'm telling you, man, this is I wear my sunglasses
at night. To hide from my girlfriend.
No, people in the 80s wore sunglasses because they were coked out of their minds. But anyway, please.
I think he was too.
Get into it, man.
And the fact that they're going, you need to stop holding onto your arms. But I can't because I'm obsessive compulsive and I need to do this and that when I get nervous.
Yeah,
right. So what do? They put a jacket on him so he could have his hands in his pockets, and then he's fucking he's doing hand puppets through his pockets and shit. They're all like, the guy is, he's special.
Yeah, Tony Schiavone.
He's special, and Schiavone's there looking at the fucking teleprompter and like trying not to move his lips while he reads. What the fuck? I'm like, why can't Schiavone just stand there? Why is Schiavone reading the teleprompter? Dude, his hair's all messed up. He can't shave. You expect him to be a billionaire. He looks like, a twink, like coked up in Greenwich Village at 3 a.m. coming out of some, like, that's what it looks like to me, don't it?
You know how many dudes like that I threw out of bars when I used to work.
I believe it, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about. The dudes who fucking get too many in them and they just think they're untouchable until you touch them.
Yo, dude, I had this one dude that looked a lot like Tony Khan on some shit like and then he was I don't know if he was Indian or whatever, Asian or something, but he said some shit. He looked like Tony Khan dressed yesterday. This was this is like 2000. And he was on some shit saying like, yo, you lucky I didn't bring the ratchet. I was like, get it. Go get it.
Go get the ratchet, get the buck saw, get some fucking screwdrivers, go get the ratchet. Click, clack, find yourself lying on your back. Get the ratchet.
He got so upset because he was hitting on a girl in the bar, and one of our bartenders was like, get him out. We got him out. The thing is, you have to get him out the door. That's it. Once he's out the door, bro, he crossed that little line right there, brother. It's a wrap.
It ain't hard. It ain't hard to get him out the door.
It wasn't hard. Can you imagine? Tony Khan looks scrappy though. He'll bite you.
Dude, it looked to me like he's dreaming about having 3-ways with half of his roster up in the hotel room after the show, and I wouldn't doubt that it's going down, and it will probably come out eventually.
Do you think? Be honest with me. Do you think he's hit on Tony Schiavone?
I don't think no, because Shivani's married, and I don't think he's closeted, but he does have big earrings that he wears all the time. But I think he's way more into trying to get Omega and Nakazawa and them up to his hotel room after the fucking show for whatever little shirtless fun they have.
Golden lovers. Anyway, Tony Schiavone is more of a handler, if anything, like a baby.
I think so too. I think that's exactly what he is. So he doesn't get exposed and really go off to ruin the business. I think Schiavone's definitely his fucking office handler.
Oh man, I wouldn't want that job, man. No matter how much it paid. Anyway. Ben, we'll move on. The Good Brothers. They list off why they are the best tag team in Impact Wrestling, and they believe that their match against James Storm and Chris Sabin is gonna. They were speculating what's gonna happen moving forward. We find out later.
We get a Bullet Club promo here with the big two sweet me at the end, but it's like this is then the first time we've seen the Good Brothers since 2016 actually be confident and comfortable in themselves. The WWE run was a complete joke. Last week, 6-man on AEW was probably the best I've ever seen him in the ring.
Yeah.
And looking like, okay, now we got something. And then this promo kind of echoed that instead of like, good Briz Cliz, we're in the biz. And like, this was like, fuck that, we're coming to fuck you up. Too sweet me, Briz, here we come.
That's it. I liked it.
That's how cool guys who are ass kickers act.
Right.
Not all the other shit where it's fucking Cyrus and them trying to, remember when you did this, that, and the other? It's like the Chris Farley. That was awesome. Remember when you did this, that in 2015? Like, no one cares. I want to know what you're doing now. You're a bad motherfucker now? Okay, now I'm ready to watch.
The Carney talk.
It's bad.
Is not like they need to just stop that.
It's for those guys, but like when you try and set it up and do like the whole thing to talk about it, right, and like set it up to like we're watching it as opposed to like, Briz, give me that over there. You know what I mean? And you just use it how you would as a wrestler every day. That's the difference of it, man. When it's phony like that, it's so bad.
If I was writing, or if I was managing a manager over at Impact Wrestling or AEW, I would have those guys just watch a lot of old tapes of early ECW promos, because you had guys that weren't like necessarily like charismatic or over, but they spoke from the heart. They were unscripted and it came off real. Like, not for nothing, dude. Taz,
the Baldies were great. Taz was great.
Tommy
was. New Jack and Mustafa.
What's it? The Franchise. Even though he was kind of wrestling, but he did it right. Right. Very intense.
Paulie's just telling him, I need to get this business over. You got 2 minutes. Do what you got to do. Yeah. And I just get this point over and fucking billboard the pay-per-view.
That's how Stone
Cold wasn't good on the mic. Mike Roche, I guys got a smash on you here. That's why he had fucking Bill Alfonso with him, and he still is. Like, if there's one part of RVD's game that was bad, was his promo skills, and it really wasn't until his last Impact run with Katie Forbes, where he kind of stopped caring and it became even better. I thought,
Right.
dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I was telling you. That's how Stone Cold Steve Austin got over when he went to ECW. They just gave him the mic and said, and Paulie was like, "Hey, just talk.
Shoot on Bischoff.
Shoot on Bischoff. Hey, I got to shoot on something, Ben. I'm going to shoot on myself. Did you know? I didn't know. You got Kira Hogan versus Nevaeh, right? With Tasha Steelz, Kira Hogan's corner, and Havoc in Nevaeh's corner. I had no idea that Nevaeh's name backwards is Heaven. Had no fucking idea, dude.
Really? That was like a popular thing in the early 90s, late 80s to do.
I didn't know. Now, let me ask you a weird question about this finish here. Was it me? Maybe it's just me being over analytical, or was something off with this DQ finish? Something
I don't know. I would have put Nevaeh up here.
No, I get it.
Oh.
I
kind of was not paying attention, talking to the chat, and then it was over with.
It was weird.
And then Nevaeh and them are like glad handing and gloating on the ramp. And I don't know, it just didn't seem like anybody left with any heat or any payoff.
I'm going to tell you what it looked like to me. It looked like Tasha Steelz, not Tasha Steelz. What's the other one? Who was wrestling? Oh, Tasha Steelz when she came in. Yeah, when Tasha was coming in to interfere, I don't know if she took too much time to come in.
Yeah, he was off there. It was. They got caught.
And the referee was just like, I could tell he was like looking, like, come on, get in the fucking ring, interfere already so I could disqualify you. It was just a really weird, odd finish. And then the look on the face of what's the name of Havoc. Like Havoc looked when she was pulling her tag team partner out of the ring, like she looked disappointed, like annoyed at something. I know I'm being over analytical, but
we need to have the right emotions here, and on both sides, it was confused, man. And sometimes that just happens, bro. I've been in those segments where you think, okay, they're gonna get it, but like one thing leads to another in the misstep, and then the ref's buried, and then you just lose the moment. You believe me, you feel it fleeting, you feel it going away from you too. But
yeah.
That's just how it goes once in a while. But I thought Nevaeh looked great, and I think Fire and Desire do too. I sometimes you just don't hit you don't hit those single. Yeah.
It was just weird. Anyway, Fire and Flavor were pissed off. They're mad about losing their singles mascot. D'Amore says, "Look, we got to do something about this." What happened? You're shaking your head, Ben.
D'Amore's great.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's fantastic.
D'Amore is my favorite part of the show. In how he deals with talent who have a bitch. He turns it on them and gets pumped up about the match like he's firing them up, and heels get left with their dicks in their hand going, what the fuck? That's not what I wanted at all. And D'Amore gets over on all the heels, whether it's Matt Hardy and Private Party, these girls bitching about that, and then there was somebody else who had a bitch, and he fucking worked them too. The D'Amore as GM and how he works as a promoter is possibly the most real thing in all of wrestling, even though they're worked scenes. And I pop because I used to be, well, I still am, but they're not together really anymore. Fan of Bare Naked Ladies, the band, and he looks more and more like Stephen Page. Every time I see him, he looks like Stephen Page, bro, but the former lead singer. But I thought Scott D'Amore was the highlight of the night in these scenes. I was laughing my ass off. I like Dreamer at the end too, though.
You know what's cool? Last week, and I believe the week before, we were talking. It's weird because we don't know spoilers. We don't look at spoilers. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's happening during the TV tapings. I'm going to shoot that off to you guys right off the back. At least I don't. I don't know if you do, but over the last few weeks, I was saying that I really wanted them to kind of recreate a new Decay, and they bought Crazy Steve and they bought Rosemary together. That was part one. And then over the last 2 weeks, I don't know if you remember this, Ben, but I've been saying they need a monster. Yeah,
we talked about Danhausen last week.
Bro, they bought in a monster.
Yeah.
And this monster, Black Taurus, for me, fit in he looked like fucking Baphomet with the big horns, perfect. That's a scary
I think Matt and I were doing the show at that point with Dr. Ted when they were doing they'd have like a couple things in house in the beginning of COVID, and then they'd show like the indie shows they were working at BCW and AAA and crossover. So we got to see Black Taurus twice before when that was going on. So he has been on Impact before, so they did have something to go off of. But I agree, he fit in great. And when I saw him, on those shows, he fucking stuck out as like, okay, this guy's got size, and you can tell he's been doing this for a while because he knows how to work his gimmick and whatnot. Can't be easy wrestling in that fucking mask, I'll tell you that. But no, dude, it was a good pick, and it went back to crossing over with AAA and everything they're trying to do with AEW, and to show that brand strengthening. I thought it was a right move myself, and he went over perfectly.
Yeah, perfect. He went over like a monster, should.
Exactly how he should.
Question,
because I just did jumped in for Just Incredible with Pro Wrestling 101 with John Paz on Two Man Power Trip. That's out now for free, I believe. But the second discussion we had was about working a big man style, and how to protect yourself, how to go over strong, how you need to sell for, and where you are on the card should also dictate how the match is laid out, and everything I laid out on that show, Black Taurus did, and it was perfect. I have no notes except for good job.
Well, I wanted to ask you, so Black Taurus, I tried to do a little research on him. Some people, some sites have him listed at 5'9", which I don't think so, because crazy.
I don't think so. I think he's about size of me, bro. I think he's about 6'2", 6'3".
Okay, so his shoot height is supposed to be my height, 6'1".
Yeah.
With the boots, maybe 6'2".
And then the mask and horns, he's 6'4", 6'5".
Right. I mean, the guy looked great, dude, and he did that little.
But he's got the body of a 6'5" guy who's fucking fully filled out too. You know what I mean? He's fucking big.
It's a great addition, man. I like this a lot, dude. I really marked out for this a little bit, because I was like, wow, man, this is what I've been wanting to see. Some like a crazy monster, and that guy can go, man. He's good stuff, man.
Yeah, good for him, man.
Yo, dude, backstage you got Hernandez, and he gets half of his money from Brian Myers, but he wants it now. But Brian Myers says he will give it to him after their half of the tag, after they win the tag team match against Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona, and then Falaba, who obviously all he had was a cookie to his name, sees that Brian Myers with a stash of cash, with a little puzzling look on his face. So, what's gonna happen here?
He's gonna steal it from him to go gamble it. I mean, where are we, bro? We need better stuff for these guys.
Okay. I really don't have anything more to add. The Impact Tag Team Championship, and which is really technically the main event, but we go off with a signing. The Good Brothers versus James Storm and Chris Sabin, and I'll just run real quick, man. Good match between the two tag teams. It ends in a finish where you have the New Day. They come down with Matt Hardy, and what are these guys called? I keep forgetting.
Private Party.
Yeah, yes. So Private Party comes down with Matt Hardy. They break up the pin, because we thought we were going to have new tag team champions, Sabin and Storm, hitting their finishers, but no. So this all ends up with a DQ finish, and then Scott D'Amore. Ben, what does he do?
Hardys are going off, and Hardy's going off. He wants them banned from the arena to keep them out. And Damar's like, you're right. You know what? And it absolutely should. And I thought he was going to lead to, that means we're going to have it in a cage, so we keep people out, but he goes, you know what? The best way to make sure they don't interfere is to put them in the match. So they're like, what? No. And everyone, the heels bump. So and D'Amore walks off and gets over on him. And now the heels are fired up, and there's more fucking stakes there. So good stuff once again, man. Great shit, dude.
All right, dude, let's go to the main event of the evening, which is
we skipped the most rotten fucking segment.
All right, talk to me. What did I miss?
Dude, we come back before that match, and Larry D is in the ring with fucking AC Baby and Tennille Dashwood and fucking Caleb Connolly with a K.
Oh, yeah.
And Larry cuts a little promo, and then Tennille is supposed to take over and say some shit, and it is like taking a fan out of the crowd and going, you have mic time. And she's doing like, okay, and you might want to do like, and you better listen to what I'm saying. And she's stammering, and I'm going, dude, this girl's been signed since 2010, 2006. Like what? And this is the level that she's at, bro. Her in-ring is super bad. Her promo is atrocious.
Yeah, she's not
Even the hottest girl on the show while she's supposed to be.
She's kind of goofy looking for me. That's
I
me.
agree, bro. And dude, whatever they're paying her, it's way too much.
Yeah, she's not.
This segment was so bad, bro.
Yeah, people really want to put her over as something like with somebody with an if factor, but she has more of a shit factor to me, dude. It's not.
There's zero money written on her, bro. There's zero money.
Not a big fan. I am a big fan of Larry D's promo and how he was locked in a cage and how he did all hard time and shit. I
feel bad when like a guy's trying and then the fucking scene just goes down in flames because the people in it just think they're great. And then, okay, show me. And when it's not NXT practice where everybody's clapping for you afterwards because you hit a minute and it doesn't matter what the fuck you said, versus now it's time to carry the show and make sure people don't change the channel. Bro, if you were watching that while fucking she was doing that, you're going, ugh. Nobody was watching that going, this is great. I can't wait to see what she says next week.
Well, maybe I skipped that because it was very forgettable.
It was traumatically bad. Bro.
It was bad. Something that I don't think was too bad. I actually didn't mind this contract signing.
No, dude, I thought it was excellent.
The only thing that kept annoying me was that when Tommy Dreamer was cutting in a passionate promo, I think this is a time that you take the crowd volume that you're pumping in, just lower it. I felt like they were in front of 93,000 at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it made it phony a little bit. I agree, bro. The mix on that really did hurt it a little bit because what Tommy was saying was really, really good.
Right, really and good. At that point, you need crowd murmuring.
Yeah,
you don't. People need to have the vision or have people on TV think that the crowd is kind of captured by what Tommy is saying. Because at that moment,
I don't want to heat on him, but dude, if Josh Matthews got made executive producer, the heat's on him on this, bro, because that wasn't happening when Dreamer was delivering that promo. They put that in post. And if you don't check your show and see what the mix is before it goes out to go, it works, but we need to lower it. Like those are the fine details that an executive producer has to really be on, man. So, you know, I respect Josh a lot. Always worked well with him, but that those things like that take a scene that was an A+ and lower it to a B+ because of wrestling, BS.
And I would say this, if Mr. Matthews is listening or anybody who's going to stooge this off to him, if Josh is entrusting somebody to do that job well, in other words, Josh says, hey, Scott, let's just say Scott, you're going to be doing this. You're going to take care of this. Make sure that the volume, don't trust that person anymore because that was not done well. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't, man, to be honest with you. But then, dude, what was done well?
It took away from Tommy's promo, which was
what was done well in that segment is Moose's entrance.
Yes.
Moose's entrance is awesome, bro. The spotlight on him, everything's blacked out, the silhouette, the music's great. When the backdrop hits and comes on after he stands there for a minute. Very epic stuff. And in an empty arena, it worked. I was
a champion, dude. That guy's a world beater, man.
Right. But when we get Dreamer, cutting the big promo to put over all night long, Rich Swann, and they do the big handshake at the end, man. It was good.
The only thing is, was it just me? Or did God forgive me for this? Did Tommy Dreamer look like he was in the ring with a fan who was like a Make-A-Wish kid? Because he looked so small. He picked up his arm, and I felt like Tommy could lift him off the mat with one arm, and he had the big oversized jacket and everything, and he grabs him and he kisses him on top of the head and gives him a noogie. And I'm like, oh, he looks like a kid that really wanted to get into a wrestling ring. Like he's not a world God. He's not a world champion. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry.
Anybody can be champ if the circumstances are right, and how you hold it and win it.
Ben, let's run through this pay-per-view card that's going to be taking place really quickly. I don't want to spend 1,000 hours on this because I'm going to be spending a lot of 1,000 hours.
Let's get in and out. 10 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go. February 13th, 2021. It is Impact Wrestling. No Surrender coming from the Skyway Studios in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's break down the match card. I'm going to have it here as it's listed. We have 9 matches. We're going to start it off with a 6-person tag team match. Triple XL, AC Romero and Larry D and Tennille Dashwood versus Decay, Black Taurus, Crazy Steve, and Rosemary. Ben, who goes over and why?
I would have the guys take each other out, and I'd have Rosemary go over on Tennille because you don't want to have, even though Black Taurus just got established and whatnot, you don't want to have him take a loss from Big Larry and AC. And you don't want to have, like, what I would do is have Larry and AC take out big or Black Taurus takes out big men. They're all on the outside. Crazy Steve goes up, fucking does the big dive, takes all 3 of them out. They're down. You go into the finish with the girls and fucking Rosemary up on Tennille.
Just a heads up, no, for the people that have never seen Black Taurus wrestle, he can probably do the dive himself. The guy's very athletic.
Yeah, that's fine. They could do that too. Like AC and Larry take out fucking Crazy Steve. He's dead on the outside. They give him the big fucking big man smasher, right? Yeah. And he's down. And at the same time, over the top comes Taurus to take out both of those guys. And then fucking you go into the finish that way. Like I say, there's 10 ways to skin the cat.
Agreed. So you do agree that Decay goes over?
I would.
Okay. Next up, we got 6 knockout tag team match: Deonna Purrazzo, Kimber Lee, and Susan versus Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB. For me, Ben, I think it's going to be Babies Up here. I think we're building to that. Babies Up. I also see Susan kind of like ticking out a little bit, during the match. Maybe that's a distraction to Deonna Purrazzo and Kimber Lee. They get concerned because maybe Susie is coming back, or maybe Su Yung is coming back. Who knows? Lights flicker. It could be. We could go so many different ways, Ben. Where do we go? Who goes over and why?
I say keep Susan where she is. They just haven't built that properly. I was even a little upset because she said she was going to go talk to management, and then we went to more scene and knocking on the door, but through the door came the others that he had to deal with. We still haven't established Susan and what she is and what she's doing, and I really want that. But you got to go. If Dirty's taking the bullshit pinfall and Baby's left, or the heels left with their heat on this week's show at the pay-per-view, it should be nostalgia gimmicks up.
Okay, I agree.
But there's no title on the line, so it doesn't hurt the heels to hurt Deonna. They can take the loss.
So Baby's up,
and I would do it on Kimberly.
Ben, 6 singles match. We have Diener versus Jake Something, with Eric Young and Joe Doring in Diener's corner. Ben, this is gonna be some good storytelling, I think. Now, does Jake get his ass handed to him so much that he actually finally gives in and becomes part of that faction? No,
I say you leave him laying, and then in backstage when he's lamenting and licking his wound, so that's when you tie somebody to him. That's where the like backup for Jake Something comes in. I'm not sure who that is, but
I was going to tell you, will they debut a new Diener?
Maybe, but he'll need heat here, and it's a debut of a new Diener isn't the best.
Okay,
way to go. I think there's. Just trying to think. What he needs is who has Eric Young fought in the past who's got heat with him?
Everybody.
Right. So somebody from Impact's past that knows Eric Young should do something to fucking with Jake. You know what I mean?
Bobby Roode. He's still with the WWE?
Be a lot better than where he is right now.
All right. So let's move into this Texas Tornado no disqualification match for the Impact.
It could be fucking Petey Williams, though.
Oh, yeah. Little Papa Pump. Holler at me.
Petey Williams would probably be my choice, to be honest with you.
I like Petey Williams. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. He's Impact 101. He worked with Eric. He's fucking been beaten down and marginalized and gotten on top himself. So that'd be my choice.
And still in phenomenal shape.
Oh, for Forget it.
Again, we got the Tag Team Tornado no disqualification match for the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. Fire and Flavor, Kira Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus Havoc and Nevaeh. Ben, I know who goes over here. I think this is a no-brainer for me, but I'm going to ask you, who goes over and why?
Havoc and Nevaeh. They already effed up making them champs out of the gate, so they took it off them, and then you just keep it on them and can't hot potato it back and forth. And the Fire and Desire, they are good at reacting in situations where they're upset. So the money is on the reaction. So for them losing, that's going to cause a greater reaction. Agree.
I think there's more money in having the heels chase the baby faces again or whatever. And eventually I would turn Havoc and Nevaeh and turn them into world beating monsters, man. There's no reason that they should be baby faces on this program at all. At all. All right, let's jump into this triple threat, and I'll give you the quick rundown of what this is. Triple threat revolver match to determine the number one contender for the Impact X Division Championship with Ace Austin, Blake Christian, Chris Bay, Daivari, Josh Alexander, Suicide, Trey Miguel, and Willie Mack. Now, the way the match goes, you have 3 guys in the ring. Every time one person is eliminated, another person comes in. So that's the way it's going to be. Until there's only one.
It's a triple threat that always fucking is rotating and somebody comes in.
It's like a hybrid triple threat Royal Rumble.
It's like Elimination Chamber without fucking pods.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's different. It's going to be fast paced. You're not going to know who's going to come in next. I think this is good. I like this.
Royal Rumble entrances, or is everybody going to be out there in the beginning, and then as soon as somebody's out, you just slide right the fuck in?
I don't think so. I think, if I'm correct, they're going to be coming from backstage, and then
that's right.
So there are a lot of people in this match, and I think that a babyface is going to win this, and I'll explain to you why when we get into the X Division Championship.
Sammy in this?
Who?
Sammy? Is Sammy in this?
No. It's Austin, Blake Christian, Chris Bay, Daivari, Josh Alexander, Suicide, Trey Miguel.
Trey Miguel up and Sammy fucks him at the end afterwards. That's the business.
Okay. I don't disagree.
Or like Trey Miguel not up because Sammy fucks him.
I think yes. That I think more. I think I see Josh Alexander winning this. They've been giving him a push.
Sure.
Okay. And he's going to go into a program with the winner of the X Division Championship. But before we jump into that.
Yeah, you could do it either way. Like get Josh over, fuck over Trey Miguel in the hope spot. That spins out to do Sammy's biz. Or you do biz where somebody's going to take on Josh Alexander, so they fuck him over. Trey Miguel wins clean. And right after that, you rob him of his moment where Sammy comes in. Bong, fucking starts the business. Yeah. The other way, you get more biz done by having Josh Alexander win and fucking over Trey, but the moment of robbing you of your glory is a bigger heat spot. Does that make sense to me?
No, I get you, but all right. So I'm going to give you a reason why I think that we're going to have a babyface win this. We're going to skip one match. We're going to go back to that match. We have the X Division Championship, TJP versus Rohit Raju with Mahibali Shera in the corner. I think Rohit gets the title back. So I think he's going to need a babyface to work with.
Okay.
And that's why
Alexander is fucking great. I think that's great.
Yeah, I think they're going to have some great matches. That's why I didn't see a guy like Ace Austin winning, even though he would be my pick, or Chris Bay. I think it's going to be Josh Alexander. They've been pushing him hard, and him and Rohit, it's going to be great.
They're going to push him as a fuck you to fucking Ethan Page.
Probably. Yeah. Well, yeah. No. Probably it's inevitable. I think. Yeah. Fuck you, Ethan Page. Apparently, Impact says.
I don't know. Like they fucked up that Karate Man thing, and because he was leaving, and then he hasn't debuted anywhere, and then he was hot about it and cut the promo on him. So I'm sure he's tight with his boy, but at the same time, if he's got heat with the office, they're going to go, "Oh, you left, and you thought your boy's in it, and we're going to push him." Like, rib, there is no rib, you know what I mean? But everybody gets over. That's just good business.
Would they give somebody a pay raise and spite somebody?
Absolutely, they would.
So you think maybe they said, "Look, kid, Josh, we're going to give you a pay raise. It's okay if you let people know, or you know, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they'd let that out. I don't think Josh Alexander would go out and he's too smart of a worker and wouldn't tip his hand like that, because then everybody's going to go running. If anybody's going to put it out, be like, Josh Alexander did such a great job. We've re-signed him to an even better contract. And that's the fuck you.
Do you agree that Rohit Raju goes over and takes the title from TJP?
I don't think he needs it. I think it's about Josh Alexander going over and then Rohit taking it off of Josh Alexander down the road.
So you don't think that having that monster Mahabali Shira is going to be a big detriment to TJP in the booking?
It could be, but I don't. Well, maybe no. I might have it backwards. Mahabali helps TJP lose the title to Rohit fucking brags he's got the Shawn Michaels Diesel Indian connection, and Josh Alexander's on the rise to be number one contender, and Josh Alexander has a series where he keeps getting fucked over until he finally wins and takes it off.
Right.
So that's the biz.
The chase.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go to Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona versus Brian Myers and Hernandez. I don't know.
It's dude, this is like how is this the throwaway match on the card?
That's the toss-up, dude.
I don't understand. Like, you've got the Major brothers, and we're not building real stakes between them. I don't understand how you can spend that money and not fucking get max value, because both those guys are great.
Unless if you did this the right way.
It's a double swerve, and then they were in on it the whole time with each other, and they're still boys. Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yep. And then they keep Hernandez as their muscle.
No, they fucking heel on Hernandez and leave everybody laying.
Oh, wow. Okay. They just beat him down with like action figures.
They're both jacked. It's believable that they could kick Hernandez's ass 2-on-1.
Hey, guys, bookers out there, if you have the pencil in your hand right now, think about that, guys.
If they were going to do anything, they should give Hernandez a double border toss over the top rope through a table.
Sure.
Like, both of them got him on each shoulder, and they both fucking do it. You know what I mean?
I don't want to see Sean take that bump right now.
If he wants to fucking just say, I'll do it, extra $1,200.
Sure, why not? All right, so
it's all about the money.
It is about the money, Ben. We have, you know what? We're going to go to the tag team championship match, and then we go to the main event. Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Chris Sabin, James Storm and Private Party with Isaiah Kennedy. What is it? Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Queen. That's his name? With Matt Hardy. Yeah. Okay. I don't know who's going to go over here. I'll be honest with you. I don't think James Storm and Sabin are going to win. Even though I kind of like the name. What is it? What do they call it? Beer gun or
Beer gun? Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they're I don't know if you noticed, there's something I have in me. I hate tag teams that don't dress alike, and I noticed that they're starting to dress alike, like you know, the black and white gimmick. Anyway, I think they might try to put the belts on Private Party.
It's not bad biz, and those guys need reps. You know what I mean? So Matt Hardy's over. It does good to have him on your show and on the other show. I agree. I think Private Party up here is smart.
I think that's
you're going over on legends who are giving those guys the rub, who aren't really a team ever to start with anyway.
All right. So I agree with you, man. I think Private Party's they're going to give the belts to Private Party.
Matt Hardy has to cause the finish.
Right. But I wouldn't be mad if they kept the belts on the Good Brothers either.
No.
I don't. All right, Ben. This is the main event of the evening. This is the one that WrestleStink, that ProWrestling.com, that OneWrestling.com, that WrestleZone, all the major websites are going to be reporting. Tommy Dreamer turns 50 on the night of this pay-per-view versus Rich Swann, the Make-A-Wish kid.
You're right. Dreamer's up, bro.
But why, Ben?
Because he's 50 and the industry loves him, and that's the best business for a good feel good go home to push into Moose coming in and laying him out right there, and then Moose can go over on Dreamer for champ, and he'll be a bigger heel.
Can I give you some business if you want to really get the goosebumps going? Have Terry Funk walk Tommy Dreamer to the ring.
Too fucked up. He was sick this week, bro. He might not be here next week.
Oh, don't say that. Oh no. Really?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
You know, if anything, just do like a video thing with Funker there. Don't think you can't do it. I did it at 50 years old. You can do it, Tommy. Like, do it video wise. Protect them. Don't like to march them out. Did you watch Flair come out on Raw or no?
I didn't watch Raw, dude.
It was sad. It's sad to watch these guys try and shuffle down. So I agree you could do something with Funker, but I would do it as right before he goes out there and he's taping his wrists up like Funk used to in his hands and fucking all that. I would even send him out in a Funker shirt maybe. But you know,
how about as Dreamer's taping up his wrist, somebody hands him his iPhone.
Well, it's going off and you do it and you get the over the shoulder shot of him talking to him. Make it real, bro.
I like that. That would be cool. But
that's Mick and Rocky right there, bro.
Man, you just kind of fucked me up a little bit with Terry Funk. What's wrong with him?
He was, having fluish symptoms and down. And when you're that age,
like COVID, maybe related.
I don't think they said non-COVID, but dude, how could Terry Funk die? Oh, he's only been lit on fire.
I know.
With barbed wire, electrocuted, fucking stick in the eye. Like, let the man fucking die.
Yeah, poor guy. God bless him, man. I hope he's okay, man. I hope he kicks out, man.
Double Cross Ranch, man. I hope he kicks out too. I'm a huge Funk fan, and as much as I love Dreamer, I know that legacy's right there, dude. So, Dreamer up though. You got to do it.
Dreamer got to go full Terry Funk. I think Dreamer should walk down with the fucking with the gimmick with the camel prod, not the camel prod, the
branding iron. Yeah,
hell yeah, man, come out or have it under the ring.
I would only do that if Funk passed away this week, because otherwise we're just doing Funk stuff for no reason. You know what I mean? Like when that moment hits, and to be honest with you, I'm not trying to say I want to.
No, I get it.
But Dreamer over as champion. Then while Dreamer's champion, if Funk passed away, Dreamer with the fucking Terry Funk tribute show on Impact, where it's all about that, you know what I mean? And then in the end of the night, he's gonna have a fucking hardcore match, 4-way dance, Sami Callihan, Moose, and fucking Rich Swann, and then he comes down with the branding iron and fucking walk. You go over in a Terry Funk way.
Listen, dude, the business in this match is not only Tommy Dreamer becoming a 50-year-old world heavyweight champion, but it's for him to pass the torch finally to Moose, I think, eventually before Moose his contract is up.
Yeah, I agree. He's got till August though, so put it on Dreamer, big baby face run for the next month and a half. Whatever your spring payoff is, Moose is up with that all the way through August as a heel. Then when Moose stays or leaves, if he leaves, he does business on the way out.
To all you marks out there that are going to say, well, you don't like Goldberg as champion. You think Chris Jericho is too old. You think Sting. Well, number one, Sting shouldn't be wrestling. Period. Goldberg shouldn't be wrestling. Jericho is a different story.
Skills and in-ring skills of Sting and fucking Goldberg to Tommy Dreamer or Jericho.
No, forget about it. Like Tommy Dreamer could wrestle rings around fucking half the WWE roster right now.
Doing nothing.
I forgot who was it that put this up on his Instagram, but he was like, it doesn't matter. But he put a picture of Hulk Hogan slamming Andre, and he goes, man, I was watching this the other night, and I got goosebumps watching this, and it got so much heat, and it was such a great match, and not one flip.
Not one nothing, bro. Nothing. I watched the Andre doc last week while I was working out, and I had goosebumps too. That's when I posted that picture from '87 when my first show at primetime, when episode 61. You saw that in the Hamin group when I was 10. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, because I had
with the arrow pointing.
Yeah, we were right there, and that's when I saw Andre, and my life changed forever. Like he stood right next to me, right there, like right in that alley. So to see that type of shit versus what they do now, and not protecting guys' sizes and things along those lines, it's just absolutely rotten. But we have that chance with Moose, and we have chances to do things like that, especially with Tommy Dreamer at the helm. because you know he's going to get max value out of it, dude.
Yeah,
So.
no doubt, man. Look, Impact, I think, did business going into the pay-per-view. Not that it was all done perfectly, but I honestly think that this pay-per-view is going to be a really good pay-per-view, a fun watch.
Yeah,
we've had
because I was watching that highlights in between on Impact on the commercials on Twitch, but they showed Dreamer versus Eddie at that Slammiversary, and again over in the corner I see me and referee Sideburns. It was at that nightclub in Toronto after we worked the show at Crossfire. We all went there. It was like the who's who of indie workers in Canada up there. But that match was the second one we had come in on, and that was a fucking brutal match, bro. So if Dreamer puts out the effort like that he did versus Eddie at Slammiversary, it's going to be a hell of a main event.
I think it's going to be, dude, this is going to be an emotional roller coaster, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great match, man. And Moose is going to come out at the end of the match, and he's going to pick up his TNA title standing in his silhouette. And it's going to be cool, man. I wouldn't even be surprised if Moose comes in and spoils the feel-good moment, getting super heat. When you think that Tommy's going to be there crying and celebrating, nope. He turns around, Moose hits him with a spear, picks up both titles, and we go off the air with just major heat on Moose, dude. Mm-hmm. That's the way I would book it.
Me too.
Ben, always a pleasure coming on here. You know, I love doing this show with you, brother. Thank you again for the opportunity to work on the Big Vito brand, which is great. I just wanted to, if you don't mind, I wanted to put over some of the stuff we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks.
I want you to put it over. You're working your ass off, bro. Shine it up.
Hey, guys, check this out. First and foremost, guys, I need you to go over to Twitch. Check out the Big Vito brand on Twitch. Check out the Big Vito brand on Instagram, Twitter. I mean, they are all over the place. He and Noel put up some really fun. If you like social media, if you like TikTok, all that stuff, it's fun. If you're tired of like people being negative this is a feel good platform that we are building. A lot of fun, a lot of love, a lot of laughs. Now with the Patreon, I got to put this over, guys, and I'm not saying it because I'm working on it. I think out of a lot of the Patreons that you may subscribe to, this one you will come away every single week. Now, if you're donating 5, 3, 10, 20, 50, whatever you want, whatever platform you feel is best for you, you will always leave with a smile on your face. This week, me and Vito, we had MOB, which is a great show. We're actually recording this tonight for next week. Then we have I Love Vidi, where I kind of play a referee. It's very awkward. They talk some really crazy shit. And they go, because they do a show on the Russo brand, but we kind of take it to another level there. And I'm stuck in the middle, and I'm kind of having to side with both of them. But there's sometimes that I kind of agree more with Vito, or I agree with Noel, and that's where the problem happens.
Go ask your mother. Go ask your father.
Oh, Jesus. And then we have Pro Wrestling 101. That's going to be every Friday. So again, Monday, MOB. Wednesday is going to be I Love Vidi every single week, by the way, guys. And on Fridays, you're going to be getting Pro Wrestling 101 with Big Vito. And this guy has been in the business for over 30 years, has wrestled for every major organization, has been over and been champion. He's been all over the world, Japan, dude, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, everywhere. If there's a guy that you want to listen to when he talks about in-ring work, charisma, being an enhancement talent, being an over guy, all this stuff, Big Vito's going to talk about that, and he's going to be giving you pieces of knowledge every single week on Pro Wrestling 101. And Ben, I got to tell you, at least once or twice a month, we're going to have a special guest on. And if you guys are fans,
he was telling me he had a heck of a good time, man, working with Vito on there. So,
well, I got to tell you,
reunion right there.
I got to tell you, we have some guests lined up, but this week, guys. Oh, and by the way, at least once or twice a month, you're going to be getting an extra show every Saturday. If you're a fan of Getting Color on the Twitch, on the Russo brand, you're going to love Getting Color the hard way with Big Vito, where he'll be interviewing some of the biggest names in pro wrestling, some legends, old friends of the business. This week, we're bringing the Big Stevie Cool. And, I have to say, Stevie Richards, thank you for because I know that you guys are talking about your super kicks. I know that you guys are going to be getting at. He buried Stevie on MOB. Our very first episode. It was he buried Bill Apter. He's burying everybody.
Oh man.
And I said, you know what? You're going to bury these people. You're going to have to talk to them one-on-one. So look, guys, go out there, find it. It is amazing. It is fun. If you have any questions about it, hit me up on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Big Ray Show, on Twitter at Big Ray Hernandez. I changed it on Twitter and on Instagram at Big Ray Hernandez, on Facebook at Raymond Big Ray Hernandez. I have so much going on.
Look up Big Ray Hernandez.
Yeah.
It's easy. He's easy to find.
Pretty easy.
He's bald. He's handsome. He's got a chocolate voice. If you get more than one of those, send them my way because I'll fucking put them to work.
No shit. But thank you guys, and thank you for the patrons that came on and really supported us and spread the word, guys. That's all I have to say. Ben, please take it away and close out.
No, I'm proud of you, and I'm thankful, obviously, to have you as one of my sergeant at arms right there in the trenches, calling the plays, man. You're absolutely killing it, and I knew that New York vibe was going to be a perfect matchup. It's what I do with bookers. I want to put the best talent together to make sure they all can shine, man. So I appreciate all your hard work and efforts, bro, as always, on that as well as HMG content. I had a great time today, too. You know, it's always a good show, and it goes by super quick, and this one felt like 20 minutes, and it's 90 minutes in, you know. So always great, Ray. All my love to you, and then hopefully get a little decongestant or that snow hit, and you'll feel a little bit better, man. Let some of the pressure go. I know it's tough. But y'all, infidels, I'm working hard all week. Russo brand shows are dropping today. Raw and SmackDown review and Master Shoot Theater. It's a little weird doing Master Shoot without having Vince popping, but we had some good laughs in there regardless. Good times as always. Recorded with the beautiful people and working on Sandow's stuff with April Hunter as well. So plenty going on, you guys. You're the most loyal fans at HMG and Russo brand, and we appreciate you guys not going anyplace else for the bullshit when you can get the real right here. With Big Ray, Hacker Hamin, get that Broster's coffee in you, wear your pro wrestling t-shirts, and give yourself a $5 face slap, infidels. What's up?
Ben, I got to get Vince Russo to talk to Vito, because apparently they have this shit going on between these two that somebody was supposed to pay for the pizza and the other guy didn't pay for the pizza, and they're going back and forth.
Two old Italian women arguing over pizza. Shocker. They call me Mr. Pizza, baby, because I went to Chicago and beat them all down, and I brought back the title here to Hamin Media Group. Get it done, infidels, or don't. It's Hacker Hamin. It's Big Ray. YOLO.